Alright, my loves, good morning. It is daily vlog time. Um, so today I am going to give y'all an update from yesterday because I feel like I kind of left us a little sad yesterday. A little sad yesterday. I am going to celebrate mothers, and I'll tell you a little bit more why I'm going to celebrate mothers. And then I am going to tell y'all what my next steps are. So, first things first, yesterday I had a conversation with my partner. Not the one, though, that I think that most folks would think that I would have after hearing what I vlogged about yesterday. And I'm so grateful that I have conversations with other people before I have conversations with, like, people who I'm in relation with. And I guess to say that, I'll just give you the story so I'm not wasting my vlog time. Yesterday was the first time me and my mother-in-law have sat down and talked since this situation happened, because when we found out about it, I got sick and I didn't want to give her no cold. So I've been up here. Me and her been away from each other. We usually have at least one day a week where I just sit down there and me and her get each other abreast of what we need to do. And being honest, me and her have been kind of running things. And my man, he just kind of shows up and he does whatever it is that he can. And that has worked for a very long time. It's just now it feels different because there's another person involved. So me and her talked, and I found out that she told him no to the room downstairs, probably even before this happened, like before the baby came, before I even started the vlog. Probably. I believe, and I don't have any proof of this because I didn't ask him, but knowing what I know about this man from being with him for 5 years, I believe that after she told him no, he panicked. He panicked because that was the one thing that I asked for, was for me to still be able to have my space to myself, and for my youngest stepson to not feel cast aside. Because I have a closer relationship with him. Let me not say I don't have a real relationship with my older stepson. I've seen him once a year, twice a year. Whereas baby son, I see him every weekend. So we just have a different relationship. I realized that he is in survival mode, but it's not survival mode against me. He just needs to make sure that he got his shit together because he is responsible for his son. And so me sitting down and talking to him about my feelings and how I feel hurt that he not communicating with me, he not even finna be able to hear that. Because he started panicking when his mother told him no to that room. And he realized that a lot of the things that he thought that he could just comfortably lean on, he couldn't. And he don't want to lose me. I could feel that energy. And I feel like me dumping emotions on him that won't change the status quo won't make me or him feel better. And so because of that, I was like, no. When I talk to him, I'm going to talk to him about how I see the situation in the house going. So I'll tell you guys a little bit more about our talk when I tell you about what I plan to do. But the reason why I also want to take a moment to just celebrate mothers is because this grown-ass man who has had children that are alive, both children now almost for double-digit years, is just now, in the last year or so, waking up and being like, wow, no, I really have to be intentional because I have lives to take care of. That is a testament, God rest her beautiful soul, to the woman who was raising that baby. Because that means that even though you have shown up in his life clearly as an active dad, you have never really felt the gravity of taking care of this life until now. And so this stunned state that he's in, where he can't communicate with me, he's not talking, he's shutting down on his mother, which I found out yesterday as well. This is the result, like some of y'all could say, of a heart of a woman. Because, baby, that woman been holding it down. Even with lupus, God rest her soul, G. That's why I don't never let no man down talk that baby mama in front of me. That's why I don't never let no man talk crazy about women that have children in front of me. And that's why I deeply apologize for any of the tasteless jokes I ever made about mothers, or any of the offense that I've ever brought to any mother that I know. Because, baby, ain't nothing in this world like a mama. Single mother or not, because I recognize that a lot of married women are single mothers in relationships. Men have children and don't really make the connection of taking care of them until some real shit happens. Women already got that shit on the lock. And so I I praise her. I elevate her in this vlog today because she's had that shit on lock so much that now you waking up. But that's what it is. And when you first wake up and you first realize that like life is real, you get into a crazy space of like survival mode. I like to do a lot of Matrix references. I think about when like Neo is fighting and he can like see the moves and all of that stuff. In that moment, he not pausing to ask Morpheus, am I doing this right? He not pausing at all. He just boom, 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 boom. That's what my partner is right now. He just in that mode. He can't pause and talk to me and consider me. The only thing that he can really do is hope that I'm still here once he gets out of that mode and he's ready to be in a different mode again. And I get that. That being said, I got to get in mode too. I got to start thinking about Harley. I got to start thinking about Harley, not because my partner sucks or because my partner don't love me or because my partner any of those negative things, right? I got to start thinking about me because the reality of the situation, regardless of what I feel about it, the reality of the situation is he has to focus in and think about himself and his children. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I truly believe in my heart of hearts that if life and circumstance were different and he could be able to give his focus to my feelings and the well-being and the logistical parts of his child, he absolutely would. But the unfortunate truth is that most men don't wake up until something like this happens. And when something like this happens, we don't just immediately wake up. You got to go through stun. You got to go through the stun and the sting of like, oh shit, this is real. Then you have to just go through the panic of, oh shit, this is real. Then okay, this is real. And then boom, 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 boom. Before you know it, you in mode. He's going through those steps. This ain't got shit to do with me. And I can acknowledge that this ain't got shit to do with me, so I'm not hating on him and I'm not sad at him while still stepping up for myself. Both of those things can be true at once. And so that's where I am. That's my next step. So I'm going to start talking to y'all about my next steps. That's where I am. I'm not mad at him, but I understand that right now I can't just sit back and see what he going to do. I need to be proactive. I need to already have a plan for something. Now, if he bring a plan to me and it feels a little bit better than what I already had planned, or it works with me and it helps us be able to meet somewhere in the middle ground, great. But I gotta have a plan, and I do. My only fear about this, before I start talking to you guys logistically about my next step, my only fear about this is that when two people are in a relationship and they're both in survival mode, the relationship is gonna suffer. I love him. I know he loves me. But if I'm thinking self-preservation and he's thinking the preservation of himself and his children, we don't have a lot of time to think about the preservation of the relationship between us. We're doing things to continue to work on each other. I could tell that he doesn't want to lose me. I could feel the affection. He still loves on me all day. We're actually building a little Lego group that his brother got him for Christmas together. So we are still actively working on this relationship. But life is not done stretching us. This is day 3 of this new journey. When life stretches us, he gonna start thinking about himself. And I'm gonna feel the way I felt yesterday, so I gotta start thinking about myself. And the thing about two people that's thinking about themselves, I don't want that to be true for us. And we're going to actually do 12 minutes today because I have a longer explanation and a longer vlog. So those of you who watch the whole videos, again, thank you. I don't want that to be true for us. But I also don't have control over that. I have put myself in a survival mode for self-preservation. As a woman, as a person who never wants to lose myself ever again. He has put himself in survival mode because he is a parent and he doesn't want to let this woman down because she's been so beautiful and wonderful in the way she's been raising his child this far. He doesn't want to let his child down because now his child is looking to him. You are my only living parent. He doesn't want to let himself down because now I got to show and prove. I do a lot of talking. He does a lot of talking about how I could do it. I do this daddy shit for real. Now you got to do this daddy shit for real, so you can't let yourself down. You have your mother in your life. You don't want to let her down. I know that even though I'm not extremely high on that list of people who you don't want to let let down, I'm on that list as well. He don't want to lose me, and I don't want to lose him. And so we gonna work on it. But while we're working on it, the reality of the situation is we're both in survival mode, and I can feel it. And that's okay. I don't think that it's a negative thing because we're still communicating. But I also am realistic in the way that if it happens for a long time, me as a person whose survival really isn't as whose survival isn't as dependent upon this nature, or this isn't dependent upon this environment as his, I could just be like, okay, the most preserving thing for myself was to leave. I'm keeping myself away from that because I just want to be here and I love him. But I understand that is a reality. That is a real possible outcome of the situation. But I don't think that it'll happen. Honestly, I do think that we're going to get it right. We're going to get it together. So logistically, the room that I'm sitting in right now is our living room. You guys see there's a couch here, my pole here, all of that good stuff. This room will essentially become our bedroom and full-on living space. I'm going to take this couch and put it in the room that the baby is currently in, which used to be baby son's room, but I'm going to make it like a pseudo living room, but also just like baby son's space. He will be able to come, and him and his brother will both have those two rooms up front. So what is our bedroom that we sleep in right now, we're going to stop sleeping in there so we can sleep in here, and it just feels like we're a little bit more private at night. We're gonna give the oldest boy our room because that room is very secluded. It's its own space. It has its own closet. That makes sense. Baby son, when he comes here on the weekends and for holidays, I'm gonna get a futon in that living room. Even though I'll have this couch, but I want to have like a futon or a mattress or something, so we don't wear out this couch. And if we have guests, they'll be in there. And then in here, I'll put my bed. I'll move my so I'm gonna move my bed in here. I'm gonna take the pole down, and outside of that door is like a little porch area. I'm gonna make that like my crochet content area. Hopefully the pole will go up out there, but if not, I'll figure out where and how I'm gonna practice pole when I need to. I'm gonna keep working here, but I'm gonna move that desk flat up against that wall so I can get in and out of that space, and I'll just use that space back there as like my little sanctuary, meditating, vlogging, etc. That's going to be the new layout of the house. This whole side of the house will be essentially for me, of course, to be shared with him. And then that side of the house will be for the boys. The kitchen will separate us, and we're going to figure this shit out. I love y'all. I thank y'all for being on this journey with me. We're going to get this together. I got to get up and get more proactive, but I know how to do that. I'm going to keep working to preserve my relationship while also making sure that I make the priority preserving myself. I love my partner with everything that I have in my soul, but I don't love anything on this planet more than I love me. I love y'all though, still not more than I love me. But I thank y'all so much for being here and for being a part of this journey with me.